Planet X TV.
I have been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've paid for everything since I've been 17 years old, and as a youngster, throwing newspapers, raking leaves, shoveling snow. That's me. So starting at 17, I started working construction jobs because those were the highest paying jobs available. And I actually got to where I could build a house and had worked on a crew that we built from the ground up. We did everything. So when I was a junior in college, I actually started a one-man handyman business, me, and grew that to employ over 1,000 people. Electrical, mechanical, plumbing, pipe fitting. Amazing what happens when you show up on time and you do what you say you're going to do. Amazing what happens when you share in the profits. It's just a magic formula for growing the pie. So that's my background. Never run for political office prior to running for governor of New Mexico, which I also view as very entrepreneurial. How do you do that? How do you run from completely outside of politics in a state as a Republican that's 2-to-1 Democrat? How do you get elected? Well, in my case, I paid for my own primary, but it turned out, I think, to be very successful. Well, I think I have a unique position among politicians in that maybe I'm the most active politician that you will ever interview. I've had the good fortune to climb the highest mountain on each of the 7 continents. I've been an athlete my entire life. I've competed in the Hawaii Ironman World Championships 4 times. I've run 16 marathons. I've run a 100-mile event. So outdoors is a big part of my life. I live north of Taos. I built my dream home there, and I live there because skiing there is as good as anywhere on the planet, and that's one of my passions. If I am not elected President of the United States, next summer I'm planning to ride the Divide, which is a mountain bike race from Banff, Canada, to Antelope Wells, New Mexico. It's 3,000 miles, and it's on the Continental Divide. How do you go from there? Well, one foot in front of the other, much like life. And if there's one lesson to be learned in life, it's that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Why don't you plan on that? And it's how you deal with adversity that ultimately determines success. Look, you can crawl up in a ball, declare yourself a victim, give up, or, hey, this is what happens every single day. Get up tomorrow with a smile on your face and keep after it. Beyond my wildest dreams, Bill Weld is my running mate. We overlapped as governors. He was my political role model. I held him up on a pedestal. I tried to be like Bill Weld, so both of us, Republican governors serving in heavily blue states, getting reelected by big margins. I think that's a formula that fits for most of America. Something that's really not talked about in the campaign is entrepreneurship. The fact that people need to start thinking, kids need to start thinking about the fact that they can create their own jobs. You don't have to get a job. You can create your own job, and you can create jobs for others. So government can play a huge role in reducing obstacles to actually accomplish that. I think as governor of New Mexico, I think I really aided in the concept of equal opportunity. Can government provide equal pay? No. But government can provide equal opportunity, and in an environment of equal opportunity, look, everybody has a fair shot, and that is something that government can do. And with a Johnson-Weld administration, it'll happen. Well, right now, we need to be at 15% in the polls to be in the presidential debates. Neither of us would be doing this if we didn't think there was the opportunity to win. But the only chance of winning is to be in the presidential debates. I think it's a real possibility. So, hey, if you're polled, if you have an opportunity online to register your opinion on who should be in the debates, give us a shot. Nothing to lose.
So the Libertarian Party was founded almost 45 years ago by people who were dedicated to the American ideal that every American has a right to pursue happiness any way they choose as long as they don't hurt anyone else and they don't take their stuff. We've been working in the trenches, organizing across all 50 states and the District of Columbia for those decades, and now we're at a tipping point. We're at a place where we have an opportunity to present to people in all 50 states in the District of Columbia the most qualified presidential ticket running. Two experienced former governors, Gary Johnson and Bill Weld, running against two very unqualified candidates that the old parties have decided to put up. You know, the Commission on Presidential Debates, which for years has been run as a bipartisan scam, it's basically a campaign commercial between the two old parties. They have set an arbitrary threshold at 15% in 5 national polls. They won't tell you which national polls, but with Governor Johnson polling between 10 and 16% depending on the state, and there's still being some time to get name recognition and media exposure, we have some optimism that we'll be able to get over that arbitrary threshold that they've set and break into that national stage. As far as, you know, our big goal is to release the power of the American people and the American entrepreneur. You know, things like Airbnb or Uber, private enterprise, people coming up with great ideas and trying new things. That's what we want to unleash to rebuild the American economy. The way that you build an economy, government can't create jobs. You can just get government out of the way of those people who want to do something amazing for their fellow citizens. You know, it's amazing what you can do when you maximize that individual freedom. When you take the dream that you have, the passion that you have, and you share it voluntarily with your fellow citizens, where you give them the opportunity to freely exchange. It's incredible what kind of wealth can be created in this country, what kind of amazing new technologies can be founded. You know, the stories of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and the founders of Google, it's just amazing what you can do once you get government out of the way. We're organized and have active state affiliates in all 50 states in the District of Columbia. There are states that are stronger or more fundamentally libertarian than others, places like Colorado or New Hampshire or Texas, but honestly, we're everywhere. We're not going away anytime soon. We're in it for the long term, and we're just getting stronger. We're the only political party in the country that's actually growing by voter registration numbers. All of the Republicans, the Democrats, the Constitution, the Greens, they're all declining. Only the Libertarian Party is growing, and that's because we have a message of all of your freedoms all of the time that really resonates with the American people in a way that no other political party does. The uniqueness of the Johnson-Weld ticket, we have the only qualified presidential ticket running. You know, if you strip off party label, you strip off the names, you have two experienced governors who were reelected in divided government. They were reelected as Republicans in Democratic states. Gary Johnson vetoed more bills than all the other governors combined. And they're running for president, arguably the most important job in the country, against two people who, if you look at their resumes, you have a reality show star and a lackluster Secretary of State. They're just not qualified for the job. So really, if you see this as a job interview for one of the most important jobs in the country, as a voter, you owe it to your country to rise above party politics, rise above party labels, and elect the person who's most qualified to be president of the United States, and that's Gary Johnson.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Only here.
I'm Governor Gary Johnson.
I'm Governor Bill Weld.
The two-party system is a dinosaur.
You are the comet.
Show the world how massive an impact independent voters can make on the establishment.
Join us in kicking them in the asteroid.
Be part of the Johnson-Weld money comet.
It's the bomb.